Hey everybody, it's Saturday in the afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. Okay, I've been posting a lot of stuff, and I've seen a lot of posts go up on Edmodo about the labs, and I've had a couple turned in from the lab I made last night around 10 o'clock. I was just sitting there thinking about the labs, and I'm just concerned that maybe I confuse everybody, but it seems like everybody's getting through it pretty well. I posted the chapters in TestOut that explains the RIP. So just to let you know that RIP is a routing protocol that it's an old routing protocol, and there's two versions of it. There's RIP version 1 and RIP version 2. RIP version 1 was nice if you have a really small network, but it doesn't. It had a big problem, and that problem was that whenever it sent out its routing updates to other routers, the masks weren't sent with the updates. So if you had a mask, it wouldn't be sent with the updates. So RIP wasn't able to use variable length subnet masks, which is custom masks for subnetting. So they came out with RIP version 2, which did send its routing updates out, or the subnet custom subnet masks were sent with the routing updates to other routers, and so you were able to do subnetting with RIP version 2. So that was great, but the problem with the RIP is it sends out its routing updates every 30 seconds. It has a maximum hop count of 15 or 16 hops as the last one that kills it. So it was not a really great routing protocol. Again, it was free because no one owned it. Any type of router used it, so you didn't have to have just a Cisco router. Anyway, so that lab I gave you has RIP in it. And so what you do is you have to go into the routing protocol itself called router RIP, and then you enter a routing protocol setup prompt, and then you would set up your RIP. You turn RIP on, and then you say what networks are going to be advertised. Of course, it's always the networks that are on the router itself. So advertise these networks that I have connected to me. And that's what you do. So you set up that RIP, and it advertises those other networks for you. And so the lab includes RIP, and the one I've been telling you to do is STATIX, because we didn't get to cover routing protocols yet on Thursday, and I was concerned that I was going to throw everybody. But I think if you go through the test out chapters 3.6 and below, it's actually really easy, and we'll set it up next week just for fun. Again, it's not going to be on the test, so I'm just going to go ahead and test it the way I think I should. I should teach it the way I should teach it. So anyway, so we're going to learn about RIP. It's not on the test, but it's such an easy protocol to understand that why not include it in the class so y'all know about it, because it is out there still. There's lots of routers running RIP. And if you do an IP route, it'll show you a route table in the router, and if it is working properly, then you'll see a little R, and you'll see that RIP has been advertised to other routers, and that's how you'll know. So you'll have, so far we've talked about 4 different connections, actually 3 different connections, right? So static, directly connected to WC, directly connected would be C, static would be an S, and then RIP would be an R. And in the routing table, that's how you would signify it. So make sure you use the classful IP addresses for right now until we get into subnetting, and then we'll talk about some classless routing protocols. And RIP can be classless too. Okay, I hope I haven't confused anybody anymore, and we'll cover all this next week. So anyway, cool. I'm really happy everything's going so well.